All right, folks, time to wrap it up. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by Regular Dude. Today, I'm going to attempt to do a 2024 wrap-up of what's been going on Plastic Models by Regular Dude. First up, this year, I was able to complete 7 kits. Normally, I try and do 1 kit per month, so I have 12 at the end of the year. However, the beginning of the last year, due to near burnout, due to various reasons within the hobby and related things within the hobby, I decided to slow down and enjoy the builds. No self-imposed deadlines or anything like that, and I have to say it was much more enjoyable. First off, I want to say that not only did I get 7 models completed, but I also have 4 kits that are kind of on the go. Some are very near completion, some are not. And normally I don't like to have that many kits sitting on the shelf, but I have also discovered that the discouragement, I guess, can be allayed just by simply putting a kit aside for a while and coming back to it. And also, if I put it aside and I just don't feel like getting back to it, I don't feel bad about abandoning it. I used to feel bad about that. But the good thing is, I actually haven't had to do that yet. I set them aside and I'm able to come back to them. So I've got 4 kits also on the go, and I'll talk about those as well. But first, let's talk about the items that I did get completed. So the first kit I got completed this year was the Bandai 1/24th scale P51D. That was given to me by Keith Short, my buddy here in town. And it was pretty interesting in that, first of all, I didn't know that Bandai did military aircraft. Didn't know it, let alone in 1/24th scale. So that was kind of an eye-opener for me. The kit supposedly has some dimensional errors and inaccuracies and stuff like that, but in the end, it looks like a P51. It was an enjoyable build. It went together well, the detail was good, and I was able to buy an aftermarket decal set for it in 1/24th scale to do Bud Anderson's Old Crow. And if you've never had a chance to read his autobiography, I would definitely recommend it. It's very interesting. But anyway, it was a great kit. Really enjoyed building it. Keith, if you're watching, thanks again. Next up was the Tamia 1/35th scale M21 half track. Now that kit is an older kit, recently reboxed and re-released by Tamia. It was either the beginning of 2024 or maybe the end of 2023. They released their 3 half-track kits. The personnel carrier, the M21, which is this one, that has the 81mm mortar in the back, and the M16, which is the quad 50 kind of anti-aircraft half-track. I built the M16 years ago, probably mid-80s, and I remember enjoying it because I've always liked half-track vehicles. I've always found them interesting. And I built that one, and so when they got re-released, I thought, hey, I'll buy it again. The price was really good. There's no new tool stuff. There's no retool stuff. It's just the same exact kit in a new box that looks the same as the old box. And I'm sure new decals just to have fresh decals in there. But it was a really fun build, and it gave me a chance to practice on figures. One of the things I'm trying to improve on. And for the most part, I'm satisfied with the figures and how they turned out. And I used the kit figures from the 70s. And they're a little bit harder to paint than modern figures, but they're still paintable. Now, one of the reasons I built this kit was for nostalgia's sake. But the other reason I built this kit is because it is just a good way to show that an old kit can still be built up into a nice model. So did I achieve that? I don't know. I liked it. I liked the way it turned out. So I think it'll still work. Next one was a bit of a departure for me. It was the Tamia 1/20th scale Honda RA272 Formula One car. I had seen reviews, seen photos, seen some YouTube videos about it, and I thought I'll give it a shot. Civilian stuff and automotive stuff is just not my forte, but I wanted to do something a little bit different to kind of break things up, and it was actually an enjoyable kit. Went together well. It wasn't too fiddly with all the little spindly parts that you have in the suspension and stuff like that. And in the end, it turned out to be a really fun project, and I like the way it turned out. Next, I built another kit from Keith Short, the Academy P47N. I don't think I've ever built an Academy aircraft kit, and this one did not disappoint. It was a really good kit. It was one of the older boxings. It might even be the original, and it's from, I can't remember the year, but it was the original boxing. So the decals were a bit tricky because they were so old and some of them broke up, but in the end I didn't really care because, you know, it was an exercise in metal finish, and it took it well. And the kit went together really well. The details good. Just really, it was a fun kit, and I really liked the end product. P47s are pretty cool, and I think that was the first P47 I have built since I was in grade school back in the mid-70s. So anyway, great kit. Next up was the Academy M3A1 Stewart in 1/35 scale. Now, I built a version of it, which was the Stewart Honey, which is the British version used in the desert during World War II, painted in the contour scheme. And that was early 2000 teens, probably maybe 2014, shortly after I got back into the hobby. And I enjoyed the kit. It was a really good kit. So when the opportunity came up again, thanks to Keith Short again, his name pops up a lot around here, I was able to build that one, but the US version, and it was in a newer boxing. It was the M3A1 Stewart, early war US markings. And one of the things I like about this kit is it has an interior. It's rudimentary. Apparently there's some inaccuracies or whatever, but at least there's something inside if you have the hatches open, so it doesn't just look like a black hole. But it was a fun kit to build. I enjoyed it, and I think it turned out okay. I did kind of a really dusty, deserty scheme, so hope you like it. The next kit that I completed was the Academy F4J Phantom. Now, I actually started that one way before some of the other ones, but I built it off and on. It was one of those ones I would build for a little bit, put it on the shelf, build for a bit, put it on the shelf. Because it's a modern aircraft, I'm not as comfortable with those, and I wanted to take my time. So I bought the J version because I wanted to build a Blue Angels aircraft. I saw the Blue Angels in the early 70s, 72, 73, something like that, at Lemoore Naval Air Station here in California. And I've always thought the planes looked really cool in that blue scheme with the bright yellow markings. So I found an aftermarket set of markings. I got a bottle for the first time of Mr. Color lacquer paint, which was an experience. It was good paint, very smelly. So the probability of me using that particular brand of paint again is slim to none, but it was the only one I could find that actually had the Blue Angels blue. So it was a good kit. It was a lot of fun. I did the figures on that one, 1/48 scale, which offers its own challenges, but they turned out pretty good. I was pretty stoked with them. And I did it gear up, so I've just got it sitting on a stand on the shelf. But it was a really fun kit. I liked the way it turned out, and it was something a little bit different for me. The last kit I was able to complete this year was the 2013 release of the Revel of Germany BF109 G10. That one I actually built again in the early 2000 teens, but I had some problems and it never got completed and never got anywhere past where I got to. I'll just leave it at that. but that was all me. There was nothing wrong with the kit that caused the issues. But the reason I built it is because I enjoyed building that one, and I built a couple of other Revel of Germany 1/32 scale kits from that time period. I built the FW190 and I built the P47D Mustang a few years back. And I like the kits for a number of reasons. They are well detailed. They go together pretty well. Sometimes you have a little bit of stuff you might have to finagle a little bit, but very easily overcome. They're just really good kits, especially for the price. Now, when they came out, the price on them was quite a bit less than other kits of the same scale and same subject matter. So it was kind of a really good bang for your buck type thing. I'm big on that, and you'll hear me mention that in videos, you know, from time to time. It was a good kit, went together well. I had aftermarket decals for it, so I was able to do something other than the kit decals, which there's nothing wrong with because they're cartograph decals, another plus for those kits. But I wanted to do something a little bit different than what everybody else was doing. So I built it, and another nice thing about it, because it is a good price point, if you want to throw some aftermarket at it, it's not going to break the bank. You can pick and choose what you want to add, and you still get a really nice kit with some nice added details if you want. So it's a really good kit. I'm glad I was able to get that one completed before the end of the year, and I got to practice figure painting some more. I bought a nice aftermarket figure, resin pilot figure, and I painted him up, and I was pleased with the results. Again, it's an ongoing learning process for me, but I am getting a little bit better, so it's not discouraging whenever I do a figure. At least I'm improving. And did that one gear up since I've got a pilot in it, so I've got it hanging from the ceiling right up there. So hopefully you like this one. So yeah, that's what I got completed this year. Now, I also, as I mentioned earlier, have some partially completes in various stages. 3 of them are like super close to being done. Now, the first one I want to talk about is the one that I started the earliest, and that is the Wingnut Wings Sopwith Gnome, or no, Sopwith Pup Gnome in 1/32 scale. This is it. Now, as you can see, it's missing the propeller and the rigging. Now, the reason it has stalled out is I was having a horrible time getting the rigging to stick. I tried 3 different types of super glue, and for some reason it wouldn't stick. So I've got something else I'm going to try instead, and I learned some valuable lessons building this first one because I have another, I have a Sopwith Camel to build at some point, and I learned some things about putting together these Wingnut Wings kits. Now, the rigging is not really an issue for me. I mean, it obviously is in this kit, but it's not something I dread because I built the Sopwith Camel by Academy a few years back and had 0 trouble with the rigging. It worked, but for some reason I couldn't get to stick on this one. So anyway, that one's mostly done, and that should pop up here in the near future. The next kit that I have that is been painted in its base color and now just needs camouflage and tracks built is the TriStar 1/35 scale Martyr 3. Now, this one was another one I got from Keith Short. Now, it's a very good kit, and apparently when TriStar was doing their thing back in the day, they were kind of in the upper tier of good, well-detailed kits, and it does have very good detail. Lots of small parts. But the thing that slows down a build for me, especially in a case like this, is the photo etch. There's a lot of photo etch in this thing, and most of it is not optional. Now, sometimes if there's plastic or photo etch parts, sometimes the plastic parts are as good or better than the photo etch. You know, it's that photo etch for photo etch sake. But this one, there's a lot of photo etch that you kind of have to use. And I have a love-hate relationship with photo etch. Sometimes it's no problems. Sometimes it fights me. So that's why that one has taken me so long to build and why it's not actually complete. But, as I said, it's been painted. It's ready for decals after I get the camo color on it, and then I just need to do the tracks, and I can start doing final assembly. And from there I can decide if I actually want to, dabble in the weathering part of it. Next kit that I have that's on the go, and this one is just because I'm trading off between armor and aircraft, is a kit I got from my buddy Jim Deck, formerly of Shutter Ace YouTube channel. He sent me some paint, but he also sent me some kits. I thought, man, that's an awful big box for paint. And I opened it up, and there was some kits in there, and this was one of them. The Tamia 1/48 scale Republic P47D Thunderbolt Razorback. Now, I really dig Razorbacks, and I was really stoked that he sent that. It's a pretty modern kit. I'm partway through it. I've got the cockpit done and the fuselage glued together. I was doing a build series on it. I can't remember if I'm still got those files. If I do, I'll be posting it, but I'll get to videos here in a minute. But anyway, that's a great kit. It's coming along nicely, and that one should be done here in the next month or two, I think. The last kit that I have on the go is also almost complete. It's had the base color and the first camo color done, and all I need to do is add the third camo color, and then I can get on to weathering. And it was a very fast build. And what is it? It is the brand new, whoa, Das Werk Panther Ausführung G 1/35 scale Super Blitz kit. Now that's a brand new kit. I've only had it probably not even 2 weeks, and it's already built in its entirety. I found out about it on Andy's Hobby Headquarters, another great YouTube channel that if you haven't seen it, you must be new to YouTube, because he is all over the place. Great channel. Apparently he has a really great shop, and that's where I ordered that from. And yeah, there's a number of things about that kit that are awesome. Number one, it's very inexpensive. Shipped to my door from Arizona to California was $34.98. The retail at his shop is $24.99, and I even saw it somewhere else for $19.99. Brand new kit. Apparently it's kind of a reboxing of another kit, but there's a lot of things that have been changed to speed up assembly. So I'm going to be posting a video on that real soon, so I'm not going to talk any more about it, but it is a really good kit, and that one is virtually done. That one's going to be done really quick. But yeah, those are the kits that I have on the go, and you should see on the channel here real soon. All right, so that is pretty much a wrap up of what I got accomplished this last year on the channel. Had some really good builds, slowed down, enjoying them more, and not feeling bad if I have to set it aside for a bit. So just real quick, I'd like to say, for all of you that watch my channel, I really, really do appreciate it. I can always count on 4, 5, 6 people consistently posting on my channel. And I'm not saying that everybody has to post stuff on my comments, but it's nice to see familiar names and faces, and they become online acquaintance / friends as much as you can be online. And it's nice to see the responses and the feedback. So for all of you watching this, keep it up. I appreciate it. So I think that's it for my wrap up. Stay tuned. In the near future, I'm going to be doing another video to kind of lay out what's to come in 2025, hopefully. So that's it. So if you've watched this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, maybe think about doing it. You can hear some more of my stuff and see some more of my kits and see some of my backlog. If you like this video, hit the like button. Apparently it does something for the algorithm. I haven't seen any, benefit from that yet, but I don't know how all that stuff works. So just hit the like button. Make me feel good about myself. Just kidding. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, I will see you all later.